And friends out there, this is Colleen with the Science Zone, bringing you another day of our daily dose of science. So what are we going to be talking about today? We're actually going to be talking about how important and how easy it is to be engaged in the scientific community throughout the world. How are we going to do that? Through citizen science. Citizen science is actually when citizens are involved in scientific research. It is a way to unite expertise from educators, scientists, data managers, and all of us in order to do research and monitoring in a way that will help the public good. I think it is even more important for us to recognize now how we are part of a global community and how we can be engaged as scientists no matter what our age or no matter where we live. And we can contribute to research projects that are being done throughout the world. SciStarter is a great organization to get you started doing these things. It is very easy to sign up, sign in, and then find a project. The important thing about SciStarter is that not only do they allow you to select your projects based off your areas of interest, whether it be animals or astronomy, it also allows you to select projects that can be completed online only. So we can still stay connected as a community even if we are separated by our circumstances. One of the connections that SciStarter has is to Zooniverse. Zooniverse is a citizen science project or a citizen science collection of projects that are primarily interested in animal behavior. There are 1.5 million registered users and contribute to over 70 online citizen science projects. As with other citizen science activities, this enables research that would not be possible or practical without the help of the public. Oftentimes, we all can contribute to information that will help in new discoveries and even lead to publications. Zooniverse is easy to access. We'll make sure to put all the links to all the websites I'm talking about today so that you can access them. But when you go to Zooniverse, you can click on projects. When you click on their projects page, the very first ones on the front page are the ones that they could use the most help with. And as you are scrolling through their front page, you will notice this particular project at the University of Wyoming called the Raccoon Project. Now you might wonder why anybody cares about studying raccoons. Well, raccoons are incredibly industrious and have figured out ways to survive both in very, very rural environments as well as incredibly urban environments. So it is important to understand how they are surviving. It is also interesting to understand their problem-solving tools. If you've ever seen a raccoon in action or seen the evidence of a raccoon in action, you know that they can be incredibly industrious about breaking any kind of safety mechanism you might have in place. And that's what the researchers at the University of Wyoming are doing. How are they doing that? Well, they're setting up puzzle challenges with food hidden behind them for raccoons, and raccoons are nocturnal, which means that they come out at night. So they have infrared cameras set up around these puzzle boxes. Those infrared cameras are set to trigger whenever there is motion. The camera doesn't know whether it is a cat, a fox, a skunk, a raccoon, or a human. It just starts taking pictures, and that's where we come in. So there are thousands and thousands of pictures in the database for the UW Raccoon Project. They need people to help go through that database and identify whether or not animals are in the picture, and if so, what animals are they? And the fascinating thing about this research is not only are they gathering information about what animals are there, they are using our information to help teach computers to recognize whether it is a raccoon or whether it is a cat. Not only are they hoping that the computer can learn to recognize the difference between the animals, they are hoping that they can get the computers to even recognize the difference between raccoons. So how can we get involved in this project? It is sponsored by the Animal Behavior and Cognition Lab down at the University of Wyoming. These projects with raccoons have been featured in both Science Friday and National Geographic. So here we're looking at the University of Wyoming Raccoon Project. Once again, this is a really easy site to register for, and let's see what happens when we get started. So once you're registered, you get started, and this is the page that comes up. This page has actual pictures that are part of the research project. Before you get going, it is always good to look at the field guide. They tell you specific guidelines that you should use for marking the animals. They give you a little bit of a description about what you should look for when you are looking at these animals in the dark. There is also a tutorial that goes through exactly how to mark the animals. I'm going to walk through that here in just a second, but I would highly recommend that you go through the tutorial page by page. So now what we have here is a page with the puzzle box, and we have a critter. We have some choices over here, whether we want to mark skunk, cat, human, raccoon, fox. We have some choices up here where we can zoom in and look exactly at what we're seeing. I don't like that box. I'm just going to start with my own raccoon box because it is pretty evident to me right now. You can see that little striped tail, those fuzzy fat cheeks. So I am going to draw a box around this raccoon. There's the box right there. They request that you keep the box as close and tight to the critter that you're drawing around as you possibly can. Notice over here, now there is one drawn raccoon. Let's just pretend maybe we saw a cat somewhere. So I'm going to go click on the cat. I'm going to draw a box somewhere else. Now, there's not a cat there, so that's an accidental box. Or whatever, you just hit X and you exit out. Let's pretend maybe we see a human. Draw your human box. Notice over here that you have one drawn box. I'm going to exit out because we really don't have a human over there, and now it went to 0. So once we get the box drawn around anything that is in our frame, we just click done, and it is going to automatically pull up the next picture for us. If you need to zoom in, you have this tool here. You can move the picture around. I'm trying to look around this one pretty closely to see if I see any evidence of animals. I'm not seeing anything. So what I'm going to do is scroll down here, and I'm not clicking anything. I just go to done. Then we get a new picture. Well, this is great because what do you see in this picture? A human. So we're going to draw our little box around the human. Try to get that box as close as you can to whatever figure it is that you're drawing around. Click done, and we are going to just keep rolling along with our citizen science project. It doesn't matter whether you only take a look at 5 pictures or whether you take a look at 50. It doesn't matter whether you spend 10 minutes on it today and maybe 20 minutes on it tomorrow. But this is valuable research for the University of Wyoming Raccoon Project. I'd encourage you to get engaged in it. But even if you don't want to get engaged in the Raccoon Project, go back to SciStarter or go back to Zooniverse and get involved in projects in which we can contribute to the meaningful research that is being done around the globe with science. Let's stay together in these times where we have to be apart. Thanks for listening to another version of our Daily Dose. Hope to see you all soon. Stay safe out there.